Canonically, the power level of a turtle is 0.001. Canonically, the power level of a human farmer, maybe a little overweight, is 5. Canonically, Krillin comes back from Namek almost as strong as Goku when he first arrived on Namek. Power levels are a long forgotten part of the Dragon Ball series that only the most die-hard fans hold on to, and even that can be confusing. And let's face it, we only see power levels when we're scrolling on TikTok and we see the moving chart thing with the different characters on it moving up and down as time goes on. But depending on which TikTok you get, there are ridiculously large numbers represented by sig figs. What are the canon power levels? The ones directly mentioned in the manga or the anime? And to find this out, it took a lot actually. V-Jump and Weekly Shonen Jump magazines have butchered power levels to be giant numerical plot holes in the story. But we're here for the facts. The facts written from the pen of Toriyama himself. RIP to a legend. Here are some of the canon power levels mentioned in the Dragon Ball Z series, and the later ones will surprise you. Looking at you, Gohan fans. Hey, what's up everybody? It's the Brett Show. Welcome to the show if this is your first time here. We are going to be examining the power levels of everybody in the series as they're stated in the series. Not all the funny TikTok math you see, just straight from the series. Cause all of the stuff I found online is all contradicting. All the stuff from the magazines, from the games, from the trading cards, whatever, it's all contradicting. So I'm here giving you the straight facts. Leave a like. Comment on who you think right now was the third strongest fighter coming back from Namek. Was it Nail-infused Piccolo, or was it Gohan with his crazy power boost that he got from the Grandmaster? Also, all mentions of power levels basically stop after the Frieza saga. It's only mentioned one time during the Trunks saga, and it's to say that he has a suppressed power level of 5. And I will start in chronological order. First is Bardock, who had a power level of 10,000 during his Frieza fight. Then we start off with the Raditz series, where the farmer has a power level of 5. Goku, fresh off of marrying Chi-Chi and having a child, and also winning the World Tenkaichi Budokai, has a base power level of about 416. With the weights on, he has a base power level of 334. Piccolo has a power level of 408, and when he wears the weights, his power level drops to 322. And Gohan has a power level of 1. Except for when he's pissed off, then it jumps to 1307. Crazy, ain't it? Especially when you realize that Raditz was only at 1200 whole time. Now it should be mentioned that the Earthlings can suppress their power levels at a certain point. Raditz, he couldn't. He was a lower class warrior. His power level is going to be 1200 no matter where he goes. He's just stuck there unless he goes grade 8, I guess. While the fighters born on Earth can spike up to 1300 like Gohan did. And also from now on, I won't mention the suppressed power levels because a lot of them are really low and they just mess everything up. And also at this part of the series, it's always understood that the Z fighters can just suppress their power level. The Cybermen are each having a power level of 1200. They're as strong as Raditz. Vegeta has a power level of 18,000. Gohan, after training with Piccolo, gets his power level from 1 all the way up to 981. Krillin, Yamcha, and Tien all train with Master Roshi, and Krillin's power level becomes 1770, Yamcha becomes 1480, and Tien becomes 1830. Also, I would like to mention at this point that Yamcha is stronger than a Cyberman. His power level was greater than a Cyberman, and in the show, he easily beats the Cybermen. He just didn't know that it was going to detonate after he won. I'm no Yamcha fan, I am no Yamcha defender, but I have to say that after he gets memed for the next 40 years for losing to a Cyberman. And Piccolo makes a huge improvement after getting his power level from 408 to 3,500 just by training with Gohan. Now, at this point, Goku has been dead while the Z fighters were all training for the Saiyans to come. And at this point in the story, Goku is considerably stronger than all of the Z fighters, even Piccolo at 3,500. His suppressed power level is 5 grand, but his base power level was over 9,000, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that part. When Goku goes Kaioken times 3, his power level climbs up to 21,000. And remember, Vegeta's base power level was 18 grand. Nappa and King Kai's power level was never directly mentioned or referenced to in the games, in the anime or the manga. Nappa's power level, it was nowhere near 18 grand. King Kai's is the one I want to know. King Kai is the one I want to know his power level. And all of those base power levels brings you to the end of the Saiyan saga. Next, we'll quickly move to the Namek saga. When we get to at the start of the Namek saga, Krillin actually doesn't get that much better. His power level is still around 1770. Gohan, on the other hand, makes a huge improvement, and his power level jumps from 981 to around where Krillin's at 1700. Now, one of the big things about the Saiyans is that after you lose a fight and you get injured, you come back stronger, For that being said, Vegeta actually didn't come back that much stronger. His power level jumps from 18,000 during the Saiyan Saga to 24,000 when he first gets to Namek. So I mean, I guess it's a big jump, but you would think it would have been a higher jump by how badly he got mixed up on Earth. A crazy little side note is that Namekian warriors are around 3,000, which means for all the time we've known Piccolo and King Piccolo and Kami, they've been playing catch up. And Kui, one of Frieza's warriors, was around Vegeta's power level when he left for Earth, 18,000, but now Vegeta's come back at 24,000. Now, crazily enough, power levels weren't really mentioned again until the Ginyu Force saga. Vegeta haphazardly says that they're all strong as he was, it's just 5 times, but that's not exactly the truth. During the fight between the Ginyu Force and Gohan and Krillin and Vegeta, Gohan gets his neck snapped, you know what I'm saying, we all know this part. Goku comes back. When Goku reaches Namek, after he's been training on 100 times Earth gravity while on his way to Namek, his base power level is 85,000. And when he goes Kaioken, it jumps up to 180,000. While Gohan and Krillin improve a lot. They started out at around 1,500, 1,700. They're now at 10,000, which is, I can understand for Gohan because he's a Saiyan, he has Saiyan blood. I don't understand why Krillin is jumping up this fast. This was before they got blessed by the Grandmaster to get crazy power boosts then. Vegeta also gets a pretty big jump, and his power level during the whole Ginyu Force fight was nearly 30,000. Not exactly there, but nearly 30,000, high 20s. And these Namekian warriors, man, they keep surprising me. Nail was at 42,000. I mean, where were you during the Piccolo saga or the Namek saga or the Saiyan saga? We needed you, man. You're almost as strong as like 3 Vegetas when he gets to Earth. Captain Ginyu was actually crazy strong at 120,000. So you could guess why he wasn't as fearful of Goku in his base form, but after he turns Kaioken, then Captain Ginyu says, okay, I gotta stop playing. I'm gonna start cheating and switch bodies. But if you remember in the series, even after they switch bodies, Goku still doesn't have the full power of Captain Ginyu, and Captain Ginyu, more importantly, doesn't have the full power of Goku. He doesn't know how to use his own power. Goku basically said, you don't know my body. Captain Ginyu in Goku's body, his power level is 23,000. Nowhere near the base power level of 85,000 that Goku had when he first got to Namek. And for Frieza, his power level was understandably astronomical from the beginning. Frieza's first form power level was 530,000. If I could bring that back a little bit, now we could kind of understand where King Kai's power level is, because King Kai was talking about Frieza like King Kai was scared of Frieza. That was understood. Now, did King Kai know that he had way more levels to get above that, or was he just scared of the 530,000 power level? So is King Kai's power below 530,000? Like by a lot? That'd be kind of weird if it was. Or I guess not, because he stopped training other people after the Frieza saga when power levels got way above 530,000. And then Frieza, in his second form, his power level was 1 million. And this is where the whole power level thing really ends. At this point, Akira Toriyama, rest in peace to a legend, stop using power levels to kind of tell the story and use the actual fights to set the stage for all of the stories and everything. You can find little pockets, little magazines to show, because there's a lot of holes. There's a lot of what was Piccolo's power level, because he was definitely banging up first form Frieza. But Piccolo's power level when he got to Namek must have been around like 100,000, and Nail's power level was 42,000. So how does that add up to be around 1 million where second form Frieza is at? I look online, and according to the magazines and everything, Piccolo was around 1.2 million. Let me get you from the magazine. According to Daizenshu 7, Goku was around 3 million when he was preparing to fight Frieza the first time. And when he goes Super Saiyan, he gets a 50 times power boost to get to 150 million. And according to V-Jump magazine, Gohan, after getting blessed by the Grandmaster, his base power level is 200,000, and that climbs to even more when he's angry. And Krillin, after he got blessed, goes to 75,000. While Vegeta, when he achieved, I guess, pseudo Super Saiyan, when he thought he was Super Saiyan, was around 350,000. And then again, according to Daizenshu 7, Frieza's final form was around 120 million. So you can kind of see why they dropped power levels as a whole concept to this point, because the numbers just got astronomically big. And that was at the end of the Frieza saga. They were reaching the 150 million mark. Who knows how strong Ultra Instinct Goku and Ultra Ego Vegeta are, or how strong Beerus is. So that means after the Frieza fight, Goku was number 1, Piccolo was clearly number 2, Vegeta was number 3, Gohan was number 4. with Gohan and Vegeta actually being crazy close to each other. And then Krillin could just come back to Earth and flex on Tien and Yamcha because there was no way that they were getting the 75,000. Krillin's growth and Gohan's growth is the craziest to me, because Gohan grows from 981 to 200,000, while Krillin, who's just a human, literally just a human, travels to Master Roshi's island, goes from 1,500 to 75,000. Just by being through osmosis, I guess. So those are the craziest jumps. Piccolo's jump, we understand why Piccolo got a huge boost. And yeah, the last mentioning of the power levels in the series was Trunks at 5. And after that, power levels were just dropped. They were mentioned a lot in the movies, but they're the movies. This was before the movies were canon. Movies didn't become canon until Super. How do y'all feel about power levels? Do you want them to come back? Do you think that they were an effective way of telling the story and demonstrating power? Because in my personal opinion, I don't think they were needed in the Frieza saga. You could tell Frieza was strong just by his aura, just by everybody else's reaction to him. It was useful when they were talking about Raditz and how Raditz was as strong as a Cyberman to see how much the Z Fighters have grown. But after the Frieza saga, they weren't really that needed. You could tell who was strong, you could tell who was not. Not everybody was stronger than the previous person, as suggested by Dr. Gero being surprisingly weak. But yeah, anime month is here. I've been foreshadowing this for a minute, and I wanted to dive deep into the power level, get to the root of it all, because there's a lot of fluff out there, but I wanted to get to the facts, you know what I'm saying? And I think y'all deserve the facts just as much as I do. That's why I put so much work into making these videos. Welcome to the Bread Show. If it's your first time here, welcome to the show. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you want more. The next video that's probably going to be out, if it's not already out, I'm kind of doing this in advance, it's Hunter x Hunter. Definitely going to be talking about that. Gonna have some more Dragon Ball topics. I got a lot coming for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Spread love, give inspiration in all you do, and peace out.
Welcome to the Bread Show. Take 2.